Today, I'm back with another mega physical media ranking video for you all. Today, I'm ranking out 10 movies that deal with the summer season. Now, these aren't my all-time favorites, but they're ones I like to recommend out. And I know your list is going to look completely different, so definitely leave yours in the comments below as I go through my own. But starting with the bottom here, we gotta recommend some Side Out. Yes, some beach volleyball action. Definitely an 80s cheesy feeling kind of movie. But if you like the sport of beach volleyball, this is the go-to movie. There's some intense sequences. It's always fun to watch some sports stories that are inspirational in my opinion. So it has some good moments. So I definitely can recommend Outside Out. And you got that awesome retro VHS cover that you can't beat. So really enjoyed this one. Gotta go see it again. But definitely one I can recommend. That's pretty fun. Alright, next up we got a movie that I know not everybody loves, but I like it more than most, and that's gonna be Old. Yes, an M. Night Shyamalan thriller. I really like the intensity of this movie, and I just like the theme and premise overall. You got a family on vacation, but they're aging rapidly on the beach, and just to see how the actors have to deal with that age transformation is really intriguing to me. There's a lot of jaw-dropping moments that get super intense and creepy, and I love how this movie is filmed. It's filmed very angly to create that isolation feeling. Even though you're in a wide open beach, it doesn't feel that way. But I just overall really like this one. You know, a family vacation gone wrong because that M. Night Shyamalan twist there. So I do like this one. I think the ending's pretty satisfying. I don't think it's the best Shyamalan ending in the world, but I still enjoy this one. And this movie gets hated way too much in my opinion. So I can definitely recommend out Old if you have not yet seen it. Alright, next up, we gotta have some horror in here. I wanted to get a lot of different genres going. So we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre taking place in the hot sun. I think it's in Arizona. Wait, no, it's in Texas. Of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What am I thinking there? But yeah, you got that Texas heat, of course. And yeah, this movie definitely has a creepy atmosphere. Leatherface is terrifying. It is a very classic horror movie from the 70s. I know some people love this one, some people it's not really for them, but overall I do enjoy it, and you can definitely feel the summer Texas heat, absolutely. And yeah, I do like it. If you're a horror fan, it's a classic, gotta check it out. Alright, next up, we gotta have a summer camp movie on this, right? So we gotta have Sleepaway Camp. Very good movie if you're a horror fan. It definitely has its cheesy moments, of course, but you got the Sleepaway Camp theme with the summer camp and all of that. And this movie does take some twists and turns. And of course, like everybody says, the ending is so shocking and jaw-dropping. I know everybody says that, but it's absolutely true. If you have not seen this movie yet, it's worth it for the ending alone. That's all I'll say. Definitely check out Sleepaway Camp. It's a good one for summertime. All right, next up. Ooh, you can definitely feel the heat on this one, and that is Do the Right Thing, a Spike Lee film. A lot of people really like this one. It's filmed very well. Of course, the director, absolutely amazing. But you feel the intense summer heat. It's filmed in a very kind of like red orangey type of way, so you can just see the heat leaping off the screen. It's very intense. People are sweating here, and an intense heat wave in the summertime. Definitely looks very brutal, but this movie has important themes and messages, social commentary that still keep up with today. Definitely important conversations for people to have out there, but it's just a really well-made movie, and I really just enjoy all the talent involved here. So Do the Right Thing. If you have not yet seen this one, highly recommend it. Highly, highly recommend. Very, very good and intense. Alright, next up, we got Die Hard with Vengeance. It's an awesome action movie that not enough people talk about. Everybody's always talks about the original Die Hard movie, but I think I actually prefer this one. You get John McClane in the LA summer heat with Samuel L. Jackson. Both are great. They play off each other so well. Awesome chemistry for an action buddy cop kind of movie. The villain is great in this movie as well, and it's just so intense. I love the sick games that Simon is playing with these characters. It's very fun. And yeah, I just really enjoy this one. Very action packed. You can definitely feel the heat from this movie. So I gotta recommend Die Hard with Vengeance. More people need to see this one. All right, next up, Ooh, gotta go back to summer camps, right? So we gotta have a Friday the 13th movie. Now, I could have picked anyone out of the collection, but you know what? The remake does not get talked about enough. I know some people despise this one. I don't get it. I think it's one of the better horror slasher remakes out there. To me, it definitely screams summer camp, especially in those sequences when you have the people on, the speedboat in the water on the lake, and then Jason with the bow and arrow. That kill just was so shocking to me when that happened, and it totally screams summer camp. So I really like this movie. I think Jason's brutal in it. I think it just does a great job of, showing his terrifyingness. I know some people nitpick about, oh, no, he's running fast and all that stuff. It makes logical sense, though. How would he get place to place in camp so fast? Underground tunnels where he's running? Makes sense to me. I don't know why that's a complaint, but I do really enjoy this movie. It is brutal. So, yeah, gotta recommend the remake of Friday the 13th. But I could have pulled any Friday the 13th movie. There's tons of good ones in there, but just pick this one since it doesn't get talked about enough. All right, next up, we got to get some comedies in here, right? So I'm going to choose Euro Trip. This movie is hilarious. Scotty did not know I was going to pick this one. It is such a funny movie. I mean, such a catchy song. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. It is perfect. It is comedy gold. The robot in this movie, oh my goodness. This movie has such funny moments. The cast is great in here. It's just kind of a coming of age story with now these young adults going on a European vacation to go ahead, trying to find the love of his life. And then, of course, all the shenanigans ensue. So if you love raunchy comedies, this one gets very raunchy. And of course, I really like it. So yeah, Euro Trip, I highly recommend it if you have not yet seen it. All right, next up, speaking of raunchy comedies, I got to get another one on here, and that's going to be American Pie 2, because that definitely takes place in the summer, because these young adults have to get those summer jobs to play for their beach house, and they have a ton of fun in this movie. Once again, if you love the raunchy comedies, gotta love the core American Pie movies. The cast is great in here. Stifler is always hilarious. But I think the group works perfectly together. I love that summer theme on the beach. It just makes for a lot of shenanigans, tons of fun, and it's a perfect sequel to the original American Pie. You can't really complain with the second one here. Really enjoyable movie overall. So perfect for summertime. All right, next up, my number one. My number one is the obvious pick that most people would pick. So let's just bring it out. We got Jaws. Yes, look at that Jaws on 4K, of course. Jaws is an all-time classic movie. It's a horror movie. It's a summer movie. Made people super afraid to go into the waters after this one. I remember that just being kind of a theme everybody talked about. Of course, I wasn't around during that time, so I don't know how that really played out. But I just really like this movie. It keeps up to today. It does have its shocking and terrifying moments. I love how Steven Spielberg directed this movie. I mean, he is the GOAT of directors. How he filmed it with basically having that first person perspective, I guess first shark perspective, how the shark would travel to the water. So you don't see a lot of the shark in this movie until the end, and I think that payoff is great. Of course, they had to do that because, the shark wouldn't float, and we hear about all those great stories and the trouble with all the filmmaking of it, that production side of it. But I think it probably made for a better movie, and Steven Spielberg was able to overcome that situation and just make a really good, intense, thrilling movie. And this is the one that kind of started the summer blockbuster. So this movie absolutely screams summer with all the beach water sequences, the shark, of course. Just a great movie, very entertaining. So it's kind of like gateway horror. Can absolutely highly recommend. You gotta watch Jaws every summer. But there we go. Those are my top 10 just recommendations for summer movies right now. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of my list. And also, if you had other recommendations you want to recommend out to the community, I only picked 10 here. You could have picked a ton of different titles to recommend out. So let's have those fun movie discussions down below. And if you love collecting physical media just like me, make sure you subscribe right now. That way I can keep you entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
And if you enjoy these physical media topics, check out another one right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters.